There's a big misconception about procrastination. I don't understand this. It's been hours. Why can't I get myself to work? The problem isn't your willpower or discipline. There's something far deeper at play here. Procrastination is actually your brain doing exactly what it's wired to do, even if it feels like it's working against you. To unlock a whole new level of productivity, you need to understand why your brain resists certain tasks and use that knowledge to your advantage. This terrible drawing I did represents your brain, and it is caught between two forces competing for its attention. On one side, there's your work, not just a list of tasks, but the bigger picture. Projects, goals and ambitions dedicated to your self-development. Things that could open new doors and push you towards the life you desire.
On the other side though, you have your phone, a revolutionary piece of technology that has single-handedly changed the way humanity functions. It's a gateway to a whole other universe where you can access an endless amount of entertainment, connection and validation.
Unlike work, it doesn't ask much of you. No real effort, no frustration, and no risk. Just instant relief right at your fingertips. One of the theories is that because our ancestors lived in a world of scarcity, those who acted quickly to secure resources or evade threats were more likely to survive and pass on their genes. As a result, our brains have developed a natural preference to avoid discomfort while seeking predictable rewards from activities that conserve energy. So when you sit down to work, even if you know it's important, your brain does a quick calculation. The task feels difficult, the reward is far away, and failure is possible. Meanwhile, a quick swipe offers guaranteed relief with no effort. Don't do it. Just focus. Don't do it. You need to work. Dopamine, the brain's reward chemical, signals that these actions are worth repeating because it perceives them as beneficial, even if they work against you. So, what can we even do about it? If you know you'll always prefer the distractions over work, just remove them altogether. Maybe your escape looks different than mine, but the idea remains the same. Create barriers between you so reaching it would require conscious effort. Delete some apps, block some websites, uninstall some games. It's not forever, just long enough to get your shit together. It also makes sense to do the opposite for your work by making the first move more appealing and frictionless. It's easier to start recording audio for a video if the microphone is already on the table, plugged in and ready to go. I'm more likely to hit the gym if my bag is already packed, waiting by the door. The fewer steps between you and your task, the fewer excuses you have to put it off. But we know that removing distractions is not a long-term solution. We need to get to the root cause of why you reach for them in the first place. There's something called the planning fallacy, a cognitive bias that makes us underestimate the time and effort required to finish a task while overestimating our abilities to handle it. We assume things will go smoothly, but when reality proves otherwise, frustration sets in. Suddenly, your mind floods with pressure and self-doubt. You're not just thinking about the task itself, you're already worrying about everything that comes after. What makes this even worse is how our brains perceive potential losses and rewards, a phenomenon called loss aversion. Research shows that the pain of a potential loss is psychologically much stronger than the pleasure of a similar gain. When we imagine a negative outcome, our brain amplifies the potential risks to protect us from harm, even when the actual consequences might be minor. And it is this exaggerated fear of failure that makes us hesitant to act. Now your brain thinks it's actually doing you a favor by procrastinating. It convinces you that if you're not going to finish the task or do it perfectly, it's not worth starting at all. If you take more time to prepare, you'll be more ready, more efficient. Your doubts will go away as the task becomes easier to do, with less resistance and better results. So why wouldn't you put it off for later? We tell ourselves that we are being productive by thinking, planning, or gathering resources, when in reality we're just avoiding the discomfort of starting by listening to a Joe Rogan podcast. And we know that responsibilities don't pause while we wait, they stack up. The longer you put it off, the more the resistance grows, and instead of feeling ready, you'll just feel more stuck. Hesitation is now holding you back more than it protects you, and the only way out of it is to start before you feel ready. It's finally time to lock in. This right here is the secret sauce to getting done. We now know that our brains get overwhelmed by seemingly huge and difficult tasks. Instead, it thrives on small wins as they provide us with quick hits of accomplishment, satisfaction, and certainty. Exactly what we need to build confidence and move forward. To overcome procrastination, you just need to break down your task and get in motion. Whenever you're avoiding work and feel stuck, ask yourself, what's the most you'd be willing to do right now to move forward with your task? Not the perfect step, not the ideal plan, just something, anything. Because once you take that first step, the next one gets a lot easier. Think about Newton's first law. An object at rest stays at rest, but an object in motion stays in motion. The same applies to you. The hardest part has always been to get started, but once you do, momentum takes over. A person who has been doing something consistently for even a few weeks will find it much easier to keep going. That's the real difference between those who make productivity seem effortless and those who struggle with it. One keeps moving, building on their progress, while the other remains stuck, waiting for motivation to show up. It's not about flawless execution anymore, it's about consistency. A small step forward is always better than standing still, or even worse, moving backwards. The more you focus on doing, the less you get lost in thinking, as you free yourself from the constraints of your worries and allow action to be your guide. And the truth is, action isn't just the antidote to procrastination, it's also the only thing that will ever get you where you want to go. I don't think people mention this enough in these types of videos. The better you feel, the more you'll be able to do. That's just a hard fact. It's not all just about strategies and mindset. Your physical and mental well-being also plays a huge role in productivity. Sleep well, fuel your body with good nutrition, and make exercise a regular part of your daily routine. When you take care of yourself, everything else becomes easier. It's not a shortcut, but it's a powerful amplifier for all the steps we've discussed.